We'd like to welcome you all to the South Hollis Branch Library. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can find me or you can find our manager on the Children's Library side. I hope you all enjoy your program. And back to Ms. C.
Thank you so much. So greetings again and welcome. My name is Ms. Z and I am part of the Friends of South Hollis Library. And we have our president here, Ms. Gina Hunt. We have Merrill Lindbergh in the back. Where's Merrill? We have Philip, who's going to wave to us. We have Marlita, who's also here with us today. And we welcome you here to be with us. We have a very wonderful program for you, but we've got some housekeeping to do it first. One, please silence your phones. You need to do that. And number two, you have, if you haven't filled it out as yet, there is a consent form that needs to be signed. If you do not want to be photographed intentionally, please raise your hand and try to remain out of the photographs. We do need to document everything that we do here, so we have to submit that. And we just want to make sure everyone is in compliance with that. You're all welcome to join the Friends of South Hollis Library if you'd like to be part and help expand our volunteer group here so that we can continue to bring you wonderful programs to our branch. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn the programs right now over to Miss Anita. And please, if you have any issues, any questions, or any problems, please look out for Miss Janae. She'll be able to help you, or Miss Caesar behind the desk to your right, okay? I'm so sorry. This mic. We have two mics. You'll be handed a mic. You'll come around. The only thing I ask is that you carefully work with the cord and the microphone. Just we don't want to have anything except a good time. Okay, thank you so much. We good? Okay.
It works. Good morning. Oki, Sanitapi. That is hello in Black. Okay, we have to have somebody to come and turn the volume down for the microphone so that we could, yes.
The other mic?
It's just the,
No, it's fine. Watch this.
no, with the
It's feedback from the other.
yes, with the buzzing and things. and, So, I'm Keisha St. John. And I want to introduce Miss Anita Townsend, I want to call her our leader now, but she's a beautiful, beautiful. We've gone through so much, and it's just been a blessing for us to be able to come here and perform for you. And what else can I say about you, Anita? Not a thing, huh? She's been working so hard, such a beauty, you know, and it's so beautiful to see everybody here today. And with that, we are going. Would you like, you wanted to say something, sweetheart? Please. Yes, please.
Akwai Natampak, Tahakume. Natusui Sanita, Najosh Shiawang Townsend. I just said, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Anita Townsend, and I spoke in Algonquian. And that's one of the things we're going to do today, is we're going to give you a little touch of native languages, because our program is about how we are managing to maintain native culture, tradition, languages, and history in a situation where most of us who are urban natives do not have the opportunity to really meet with the community and speak with others and actually follow some of the traditions. But we want you to know the traditions are still here and we are still following the traditions, and we want to make sure we introduce you to some of the traditions you may know of and may not know of. But hopefully we will be able to acquaint you with some of the stuff that we have all known about, and we want to make sure you recognize that we are still here. As Keisha said, we've been working on this program for some time, so we hope you will enjoy what we're going to show you today. We are going to have 2 films. One film you're going to see in complete, and the other film you're only going to see 15 minutes of it, because we really don't have time to really show you 2 full-length films. But we are going to show you 1 film, and we will introduce, I'll have Toni, where's Toni? Oh, okay, I have to give you your paper. I forgot that, because Tony's going to read the introduction to the film, Looking Toward Home. It generally talks about how many urban natives have lost their way in terms of understanding and knowing the culture, because it's just been lost in city life and in general the busyness of just living in an urban area. But to begin, we want to begin our program first with our native opening. And for that, I'm going to ask Chief Reggie Caesar to do our opening 4 directions prayer. He'll be doing it in Algonquian, our dialect. And I'm going to ask Chief Martin Jones to hold the microphone so that Chief Reggie can be heard, because we know Chief Reggie's, his voice tends to drag down. So we want to make sure you can hear this. This whole prayer will be done in Algonquian. And again, we don't want to overwhelm you with the language, but we want to introduce you to the languages. So that's one of our main purposes today. So without further ado, let me ask Chief Reggie and Chief Martin to come up, and they will begin with our native opening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. And we should learn a few things today and have a good time. Cousin Reg, he is my cousin.
Yeah, cousin. And we represent the 2 What's Happening clans. We Akwe Nitampa. Chief Reggie na Tasuis, Naham na Shashaiwa, Matinakak na Japaiwa, Siwanaki, Nada. We like to take and do the traditional prayer. I'll do it in the language, and Tony will do it in English.
Spirit of the East.
Wampanana. Queeman, Wampanayo.
Return eastward.
Gatong Kusama. Kwa. Kapatamai ma. Iwamanana.
We pray and give thanks to Spirit of the East.
Natan Kusawan Kananash. Anawayaman. Kwa Nanawayaman.
Hear our prayers. Help us and take care of us.
Natan Kusaman Wuchi. Wudamawak. Da. Atamawak. Oh.
We pray for wisdom and understanding. It is so. Spirit of the South.
We Queeman. So Wanayo.
We turn southward.
Gatong Kusaman. Kwa Kapatamaima. I Sawanana.
We pray and give thanks to Spirit of the South.
Nadonj. Natan Kusa Wankanash. Anawayaman. Kwa Nanawayaman.
Hear our prayers. Help us and take care of us.
Natan Kusaman Wuchi. Wanananacha. Ta. Utana Wakasana Wakwanakash. Oh.
We pray for our children and their offspring. It is so. Spirit of the West.
Chikasanana. Queeman. Mamwanayo.
We turn westward.
Katong Kusman Kwa Kabatamaimam E Chickasanana.
We pray and give thanks to the Spirit of the West.
Natanch, Natong Kusa Mankananash, Anawaman Kwa Nanawaman.
Hear our prayers, help us, and take care of us.
Natong Kusman Tapi Sakwa Tawak Kwa Wakan Kanash Maskawakan Tawak Oskawaska Wakash.
We pray can overcome fears, anger, jealousies,
Siki Wakanash Ta Papatama Tama Wakash.
hatreds, and mistakes.
Wank Natong Kusman Wuchi Mutamuamak.
Also, we pray for our enemies.
Sakwata Machi Utasam Wakanash Uchi Nawa Hong.
Let us overcome their judgments of us. It is so. Spirit of the North,
Wanamayon Quiquiquiman Mamanayo.
we pray and we give thanks to the Spirit of the North.
Katong Kusman Kwa Kapatamaima I Wamanana. Natong
We pray, we remember the teachings of our elders and those that are dead.
Wonk Nata Kusaman Wachi Machana Chanak.
We also pray for the sick.
Hong.
It is so. Our Mother Earth,
Kakasan Aki. Nata Waka Nakwa Watak Tatak.
let's face each other.
Katong Kusaman Kwa Kapatamaima I Kakasan Aki.
We pray and give thanks to our Mother Earth.
Natang Kusa Wankananash Anawaman Kwa Nanawaman.
Hear our prayers, help us, and take care of us.
Natang Kusaman Ma Go Watak Tatak. John Chi Nawa Hanamayon.
We pray, we remember, we must take care of.
Kakasan Aki Uchi Nakwatata Watasam Uchi Wam Ba Matak Hong.
Our Mother Earth, so that always she provides for all of that is alive. It is so. Great Spirit,
Masiti Maniku Nakwatata Watak. Katong Kusman Kwa Kapatamaima I Masiki Manitu. Natansh Natawatana Anawaman Kwa Nanawaman. Natang Kusaman Natang Kusawankaranash Tawanak Kwa Yo Pahamak Mayak Wigan. Hong.
we pray our prayers be heard and answered in a way that is good. It is so.
Stand with me. Thank you, Chief Reggie, Chief Martin, and Toni. Thank you very much. Again, the prayer is in Algonquian, our dialect. We don't want to frighten you all. The language can be difficult, but we're going to be starting off with an easy part of it. But that prayer is something that we all are beginning to learn, and I thank Chief Reggie for being able to do that, and Toni for the translation, and Chief Martin for being there in the presence and turning the way to the correct directions. Again, on a display will be a copy of the Four Directions prayer. It is a lengthy prayer, but again, we want to show you that we are infusing the languages in our programs, so that you see that we are still here and the language is still being spoken. Next, Keisha will introduce what's next. Yes.
There is a dance entry
So our dancers have to get ready. The dancers for the ready, can we ask our dancers to line up for the grand entry?
Thank you. Okay, now it's on. We want to say thank you to all our dancers. And we didn't tire her out too much. We didn't make it that long.
Now, we're getting ready to see the screening of Looking Toward Home. And introduced by Toni Moonhawk.
Toni Moonhawk will introduce the film. Where's Toni? Toni? Oh, he knows the introduction. He'll do the introduction to the film. You want to do it when you get in the film room? You want to read? Okay. We've been asked to make sure that we ask all of you to proceed as quickly and promptly to the film room.
Okay, good morning, well, good afternoon now.
Good afternoon.
I know we were coming to see movies, no popcorn. So, this is a movie done by Conroy Chino. And it's a movie about starting like around in the 40s all the way up to the 70s. That the natives were taken off the res, some of them were put on the res. Some of them left the res. So this is a movie of how it is to live here in the urban area You know, a lot of times, like when we do shows and stuff like that, when we do the school shows, when we go to the kids say, "Oh, you're an actor?" No. They say, "Oh, you live in a teepee?" Say, "No, I live in a house." You know, they say, "Oh, you don't live?" Yeah, my family lives on the res. True, yeah. So, it's like you have 1 foot in one world and 1 foot in the other world. So this is a movie that they made about how they are adjusting and living in this world. And then the second film is a film about Shinnecock. Okay, this one is 45 minutes. So the library had time difficulties, so the one about Shinnecock is 15 minutes. And Shinnecock's having a hard time right now with the state and Southampton because Shinnecock wants to do things and Southampton is trying to hold them back. You know, they also got their federal recognition not too long ago, and so a lot of them are adjusting to that. You know, it's one thing to be state recognized, you know, and if you're an elder, you know, all the elders there are my cousins. You know, you live on the res 60, 50 years one way, then the federal government, you say, "Oh, it's great," but then the federal government comes and says, "Oh, nope, not like that, like this. Nope, not like that, like this." So you have to adjust again to how the federal government wants you to do things. And then they're adjusting to that. Then they're adjusting also to Southampton. You know, 10 years ago they put this, I don't know if anybody, well, most of you guys been there, and you see the 2 big signs. Okay, so now the town is having a problem with the signs again and want them to take the signs down again. So they're in court with that. Then they were to build a gas station and a truck stop, which they started, and they put a stop to that. So they're in court with that again. So all this stuff, you know, it's one leg in and one leg out. So you have to learn how to finagle and finagle. But this movie is pretty good. So.
Okay, let me just shut down the lights. And I'll start the movie.
I didn't know how to start it.
Okay, so we are going to do the language part first, and look on your program. It says, "How do you say hello in Native American?" That is written facetiously because we all know that there are multiple Native American languages, it's not one. But we wrote that question that way because we often run into people who are not aware of the language and think that it's just one language. There are a multitude of native languages. We are presenting just 4 of these languages to you today. We're going to be doing Algonkian, Cherokee, Mikasuki, and Garifuna. The Algonquian language is first going to be presented by Chief Reggie and Toni, so let me welcome them up in front of you. Thank you, Chief Reggie and Toni Caesar. Now remember the one word they have to know and come away with. One word. There you go. I'm only joking, guys.
We're married, I know. Speak.
So we say hello, Akwe. Akwe. It's now you might hear some people pronouncing it Akwe, but it's just like any other language. Dialect. Well, it's not even dialect. It's just that you may pronounce something one way, and you might pronounce something one way, but we understand each other, right? Yeah. Just little differences in.
Tomatoes, tomatoes.
So that's how we would say hello.
I'm going to just add to that a little bit. Akwe ni tampa, Chief Reggie Toni. So Akwe, I greet you, my friend, my relation. Akwe ni tampa. And we know we're all related. But when we speak, we show that we know we're all related. It's like greeting my sister, greeting my brother, greeting my relations. So that's one of the parts where you go, Kwe. And the thing to remember is like, Kwe. That's really, and it does mean more than just, hey, what's happening? Kwe. I learned first thing, from my heart, I greet you. So that's what it really means. So what I was told that it means, the elders, from my heart, I greet you, Kwe. And then following on, Ni Tompa, my relation, my friend. So that's like, I don't know.
And it's plural, and that's why it has the ak at the end. Itompa. And when he introduces himself in Algonquin, you say your name first, and then I am called. So he said, Chief Reggie Toni.
Quicker than me. Cuter than me and quicker than me. Oh, man.
Anita said we have to cut it short.
Yeah.
So
who's up next? Who's up next? Unless you have any questions, but I hope we made it kind of clear. Oh. My Seminole brother, you said that.
I thought the Cherokees were going first.
Oh.
There you go.
Hey, he started it. Don't give me that tone of voice. Damn, sister, you
I can read that.
Hello, everyone. The Cherokee language is a Haudenosaunee dialect with both languages sharing the same mother tongue, but cannot hold verbal intercourse with understanding, as there was a split and migration approximately 3,500 years ago of Indians from the Five Nations area to the Appalachian Mountains area, spanning 40,000 miles over now what is 8 states. As far as Cherokee accents, the way words are pronounced in different communities, even on the same reservation, there are many. However, there is a dialectal difference between the Ottawa, Overhill, spoken in Oklahoma, or the Kituwa, spoken in North Carolina. Yellow Corn and I are going to speak briefly in the Cherokee language to give you an idea of when two Cherokee meet. When you learn the language, you won't sound like us because we learned earlier in life. You will have your own sound. That is why there are so many different accents. But if a Cherokee speaker can understand you, then you are speaking Cherokee.
Shio. Dohi Chu.
Osiguaya, Nihi.
Dohi Guaya.
Ageya, Katode Chatoa.
Shelu Adolonige, Dagwadoa. Tote Todoa.
Sugonike Oskalomaya, Aniwaya Junioni. Now, yon de la Kalankan, Diniwola Yiski di Jalaki. Hoa.
Juoni Sa'i.
Translation?
Donadage, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. We did a brief introduction. Oshio is the only greeting in Cherokee, but it's pronounced different ways in different communities. Some say Shio, some say Shiyu, but it's basically just a greeting. Now, we were saying, how are you? Tahiju. The answer would be Osta, which is fine, or Osaku Ayom, which is I am well. I asked her name. Katote Shatoa. And she said her name first, and then she asked me my name. Okay? So going to go Greywolf. Anyway, I'll wolf tonight. So that's basically how it is. If any of you would like to learn the Cherokee language, you can request it here at the library. Hoa, we will meet again. We will see one another again. Oh, just so you know, there's no word for goodbye in Indian languages, because we always think we're going to see one another again.
I just want to write 2 ways that you can say hello, and I'm going to ask the audience to repeat it. Osio. Osio. Now that's the way they usually say it in Oklahoma. The Eastern language, they cut it down a little bit. This is how we say it. Some of us say Shio. So that's how you say it the Eastern way. But either way is correct. Thank you.
What did you write originally? What?
Oh, I apologize. Cherokee are the only Indian tribe with their own syllabary. Because everything's a syllable except the first line of vowels. So this is O, she, yo. That's a greeting. You want to say donada, which is slang that means like see you. You say do, na, da. Now, one thing I will tell you, if you can say Oshio and donada, you speak Cherokee that most of the people in New York speak, because they know the only two, the only 2 words. So, if you go to a powwow, okay, there's a powwow coming up Sunday after next, June 7th at Inwood Hill Park. And you can practice it there. Oshio, donada. And like I said, if you know that, you know Cherokee that most of the people in New York City know. Thank you. Ski. That's
Ski, wadon.
Well, now this is a problem. This is a problem, and we're not married, okay? She said wado, which means thank you, but that's the way they say it in Oklahoma. I said shki, which means thank you. That's the way we say it in North Carolina. And even in North Carolina, when I was there, speaking with a lot of people, most of the Indians didn't speak Cherokee. And they were like, we're on the reservation, we don't need to speak Cherokee. You know we're Cherokee. That's the way it is. Shki, thank you.
You're welcome.
I got a big mouth, I don't need that. And my sister Yellow Corn started it, so yeah, y'all ain't gonna sit there. This is audience participation.
Lonnie, Moonfire is doing Mikasuki. Go ahead.
Actually, this is Mikasuki Plus. Okay, but let me just say straight up, one of the words in the Mikasuki language for respect, salutations, and giving a positive energy is Shena. And I want to say Shena to my relatives of Siwanahaki and Long Island because I do live in Shinnecock, I do live in their turf, but I'm not originally from here. So yeah, I'm gonna pick on you now. Okay, and actually some of you already know some Mikasuki words. But with that being said, I'm originally from a place that some of my ancestors, the Uyache, the ancient ones, called, and here's where you help me. I'm gonna do 3 words real quick. Everybody say Ikana Yukska. You know, my turtle can do better than that. Everybody say Ikana Yukska. Okay, that one word means the land blessed by the sun, the moon, and the children, the stars. But others of the Uyache will call it Yakne Fushki, which means the appointed land. Others still will call it Ichibi. Okay, which means deer nose. And I'm still trying to figure out how they, back then, without an airplane, they figured it looked like a deer nose, but I digress. But, and I'm gonna go there. A slaver by the name of Ponce de Leon gets there. It's been called Florida ever since. That's where I'm from originally. And actually, in terms of my heritage on this side of the world, I was born in one of our traditional villages. And everybody knows this one Mikasuki word. Everybody say Tallahassee. Tallahassee. I was born in Tallahassee, Old Town. And at one point, before they got over here, a lot of folks in Tallahassee look like everybody in this room. And yeah, I go there and you're glad I drink decaf, okay? So be that as it may. This is my mother's side of the family. Now, as Seminole people, and I'm Seminole for my mother, I'll get to my father in a moment, okay? And as Seminoles, we're diverse people. We speak several languages, but for the sake of brevity today, we're just gonna concentrate on 2, with Mikasuki being the first. Oh, by the way, my handwriting's terrible, so I ain't gonna go there, because my handwriting looks like something you call a museum for. But everybody would say, well, we say, a Mikasuki greeting, Chiantamo. Chiantamo. She's like, how are you? But that's one of the formal Mikasuki greetings. You respond by saying, Hiflosha. Hiflosha. I am fine. But again, as Seminole people, we're diverse. And we speak several languages, and I'm really concentrating on the 2 that you find primarily in Florida. Some of us speak Creek or Muskogee, okay? And our Creek-speaking relatives use primarily, well, 2 greetings. Everybody say Ishtongo. Ishtongo. Okay, that's one. And the other one's Henshi. Henshi. Okay, so that's Creek. Okay, those are some of the languages that historically have been spoken in Florida. And ironically, primarily Mikasuki is spoken almost exclusively now in Florida in terms of the communities. Creek in Oklahoma, and then our relatives down in southern Texas and Mexico, we get into some other things like Afro-Creole, Seminole, and other stuff, but I don't have time for that today, and I don't want to put you to sleep. But just briefly, because Florida is a very diverse place, it always has been, on my father's side of the family, that's Cherokee, Choctaw, and Shawnee. You have some Choctaw communities historically in Florida, so I'm going to teach you a Choctaw greeting. Everybody say, Halito. Halito. Okay, that's a greeting in Choctaw, to which you respond, Achupma. Achupma. Okay, so that's my friend.
Thank you, Lonnie. We do a workshop, you won't be speaking as quickly as that, and I'll make sure he has the decaf.
I only had decaf this morning, honest.
Yeah. Again, we want to do a workshop. Lonnie would be part of it. Okay. Our last language presentation is Garifuna, and you can take that piece of paper off if you want, tear that off, and we can. Sure. And so, let's hear.
Flip it back.
Oh, okay.
Let's flip it back.
You're right, folks. Okay, thank you, whoever's here.
So is this the one that's working? Okay.
Okay, that mic's working. Garifuna with Feerce Truth Seeker, and when Feerce Truth Seeker finishes that, I'm going to have him present another part of himself, which he hasn't mentioned yet. He's also known for something else, but first do the language.
All right. Bwiti Achorane Honsungu Bay. Feerce Truth Seeker Nidi Bay. Bwiti Robin Wayu. All right. So, to translate what I just said, that is welcome to you all. And my name is Feerce Truth Seeker. And also, the greeting was good afternoon. Okay, so our language is called Garifuna. Garifuna is one of my lineages, okay, my maternal side, and I just recently found out that that same lineage I have also on one of my paternal lines as well. Okay, so basically in our language, it is a gendered-based language. So certain words are only spoken by males, and some words are just spoken by females. Okay, and for those who don't know, the Garifuna language is, or the Garifuna, when we start with the Garifuna people, we are indigenous to St. Vincent and the Caribbean, okay? And there's African influence in there as well. There's a lot of, I know how much time we have for print.
You got another few minutes.
Few minutes? Okay, all right. I don't want to get too long-winded.
I know, we can do this a long time. I know the language can go on and on. We got a few minutes.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, so basically what happened was the Arawaks were on the island, and then the Caribs, and I know that is a derogatory term, basically it's the Kalinago, okay, but I'm just speaking clearly, so, because most people don't know all of that, so I'm just speaking what everybody knows, what's familiar to you. So the quote-unquote Caribs came, went to war with the Arawaks, and what happened was most of the Arawak men got killed off, and obviously the women were left, for the conquerors, which were the quote-unquote Caribs, or the Kalinago. So that's why you have the gender in the language. Now, to give you just a little bit of background, I know we have a time constraint. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of background, so the traditional story about the Garifuna is that there were, within that Carib and Arawak peoples that were there, they say that there was a shipwreck of Africans that landed on the island, and that they came and they escaped from the ship and mixed in with the local population. Nowadays, many of the Garinagu, which is the plural of Garifuna, are moving away from that narrative because they can't get, a lot of what they were given in terms of oral history was given by the colonizers. So they're moving away from that narrative because there's so many conflicts as to how the darker skinned element came on the island. So the narrative that most of them are going with now is that there was an emperor from Mali by the name of Abubakari. He delegated like 200 ships to come to the New World, and he told them not to return until you find something. And so there was, the story goes that none of the ships had returned. However, if you look in certain islands, you find certain tribes that have many customs that are West African, okay? And I know this is, I'm gonna close in a second. I talk about a lot of that in my book, which is over there, called Olmec Renaissance, Moorish, which talks about Moorish peoples who came to the New World. And so basically, that's the narrative that most of them are going with now. Even though it's still a lot of mystery, because even before Malian seafarers came there, there was still a darker element on the island. So they really don't know what the actual origin of the Garifuna really is, or the Garinagu, should I say. Okay, so that's just a little bit of background. I don't want to get too long-winded, but so basically the greetings. So.
Yes. Hello.
So hello. All right.
We promise everybody hello.
All right. So I'll start with how I introduced. Okay. So that was I said Bwiti Robin Wave. Okay.
We got a whole board of them.
Okay. Bwiti Robin Wayu, good afternoon, okay? And we greet based on the time of the day. If it was in the morning, we would say Bwiti Binafi, okay? If it's in the night, it would be Bwiti Gunyo, okay? But just like a general like hello, that would be.
Write it big, yeah.
Okay. Maburiga, okay, and it's alternately, I've seen it alternately spelled. I've seen it alternately spelled this way, okay, and pronounced differently. Some say Mabuga. Okay, there's regional differences also in the language, okay? And let's see, I said Feerce Truth Seeker Nidibe, okay? So when we introduce ourselves, we put the person first, just like how in Cherokee, okay? So, Feerce Truth Seeker, Needy Bay. Feerce Truth Seeker, I am called. Okay. And so, yeah, that's basically, how much more time do I have?
No,
Is that
that's
it?
about it, because I want you to talk about the other thing.
Okay, all right.
You did tell them and show them how to say hello, and that's what we promised.
Okay.
Can they pronounce that word? Help them pronounce that word?
Needy
Hello?
Bay. Oh, hello? Maburiga. Maburiga. Yeah. All right.
So, thank you. You got hello in Garifuna.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I wish I had more time, but that's it.
Okay. I'm stopping Feerce Truth Seeker here because there's another piece that I want him to speak about. You're not going anywhere. No. Our flyer says that you're getting language, you're getting customs, traditions, and resources. And Feerce Truth Seeker is head of a really important resource. How many of you have heard of Red Road East? All right, Red Road East. Okay, go over there and tell them what Red Road East is about, okay? I had the pleasure of being on his show a little while ago, maybe a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So go over there and tell them what that is. Wait, let's see how you...
I got it.
Okay, you got it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so just for the sake of a little bit of clarity, is it? Can you move?
Can you hear?
Is it good? Okay. Yeah. So just for the sake of a little bit of clarity, the Red Road East is a TV program and a YouTube channel, and there's a few people in here in the audience who's actually been on the show. Okay. Yes. Miss Anita's been on the show. Yellow Corn's been on the show. Lonnie's been on the show. Tony's been on the show. Chief Reggie's been on the show.
Keisha St. John.
Keisha St. John. That's right. That's right. Yep. That's right. So
So on YouTube?
On YouTube and Roxnet TV, but that's that's the local.
There's cable access.
Right. Public access in the Bronx, and it could be viewed online as well. Well, let me get into this, then that'll lead right into that. Okay, so right over here, this is the Red Road East program. As you can see, this is BronxNet, okay, and also YouTube. This is the YouTube channel here. All you have to do if you're on YouTube, you just type in the Red Road East and it will come up. And if you go to BronxNet, it's on channel 69, and that's if you have Optimum, and if you're on Fios, it's 2135. It's a monthly show. I haven't run it for this season because I've been so overwhelmed, like a one-man show, doing that program. So I hadn't run it for this season. I'm going to run it for the fall season. I'm going to try to get it in for the fall season to run again. And so basically, the description of the show is Red Road East. It's an indigenous TV program dedicated to archiving and preserving the history, legacy, and culture of the indigenous peoples of the Americas east of the Mississippi River and the Caribbean. And the reason for creating that show was because reading a lot of books and seeing documentaries, I didn't see a lot of representation of the East Coast. I saw a lot of the plains, you know, and the other tribes west of the Mississippi and further south, but I saw little representation here on the East Coast, and definitely not enough representation from the Caribbean. And my particular lineages, indigenous lineages, comes from both the mainland as well as the Caribbean. So that was the vision for creating the show. And also, as I said before, I have the book, Olmec Renaissance, which deals with the Moorish indigenous tribes that are documented in history. And those tribes that you see throughout, not just in the Caribbean, and it's even some here on the mainland. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Thank you.
Serme, ayo. And that's, ayo is how we say, not goodbye, but that is until we meet again. Serme, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yep, that's right. That's what we said, we never say goodbye. Yeah, so who do we have next?
So we now have the exhibition and the presentation of the native history, and that's with Deirdre Yellow Corn, Gazelle Quiet Fire, Tony Moonhawk, Donna Gentle Spirit Baron, Feerce Truth Seeker, and Anita Townsend. Okay, but you begin with
Who's the one?
It starts with Deirdre Yellow.
Joe.
Joe.
Ligada ganawa ahani shki wadon. Today ko halish dagwadon Shelu adomonige chalagi dagwadon Ale Ditli loshta nahanshki ayam. I said, thank you for coming. My name is Deirdre Harris. My Cherokee name is Yellow Corn, and I'm an artist. I'm going to make this very brief. We're just going to talk about things that are basically, I'm going to get into a tiny little bit about the regalia. Most of the regalia that is worn at powwows, people make the mistake of calling it a costume. It's not a costume, it's our regalia. Back in the days, most of you know this, what we used to wear was buckskin. But also, we used to
take the barks of trees, peel it off, and pound it until it got very, very soft. And the women would wrap it around and use it as a wraparound skirt. So it's not just buckskin. Once the Europeans came, we switched to cloth. And, okay, this is a little boy's ribbon shirt. Now the ribbons were also, let me do this right. Okay, we started out wearing things like shells, rocks. We would decorate our clothing with porcupine quills. Once the Europeans came,
Thank you. I'm trying to get the mic out of the way.
once the Europeans came, quills were replaced by beads. Bone needles were replaced by metal needles. Okay, this is paper mache. It's a form of recycling, and there are artists that are making things out of this now. So this is, like I said, I'm trying to keep it brief. This is a picture. It's called the Corn Maiden. It's made with wood and feathers. So that's, like I said, I'm gonna keep it brief.
I have a question.
You got questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
The dyes.
The dyes were natural. Okay, back then, they used things like blueberries for blue. They used onion skins to make yellow. And I should have brought it in. I did that the other day. I took just a piece of white cotton cloth. I saved a lot of onion skins. You put some hot water in it and you let it in, and it dyes it yellow. Wow. The Indians from Mexico and in the Southwest, to get red, they would crush up these little bugs called cochita. Oh, yes. And you smash it up, it's red, and made natural red dye. Now we just, use plain old Tintex.
Now, I'm still curious about how you did the little cup with the shredded.
Yeah, you just, like I said, when you shred your paper, okay?
I just shredded a ton of paper.
Yeah, just take it and you can mix it with glue, just some Elmer's glue, and let's say you want to take a pie plate. Take a pie plate, just put some Vaseline on the pie plate, pour your mixture in there, put it on the radiator, and it dries. And actually, this is what you would get. This is the pie plate.
I like that.
Yeah. And you can make you can make all kind of stuff with that.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna hand this over to Giselle.
I'm gonna do that the next time.
Okay, thank you.
So, Giselle, quiet.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Giselle Quietfire. And I'm pretty quiet, so I don't really talk a lot. So for me, this is like, whoa. Okay, so actually, I make jewelry, and I do loom beading, and I like to decorate stuff, so I'm always decorating stuff. Putting beads all over everything. So I actually taught kids. I had, for about 20 years, I did after school, and I would teach them how to make native jewelry, and I talked about the culture and things like that.
So just hold up a few of your pieces.
Yeah, so I have some stuff that I made here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I make things like this.
Beautiful.
I also, if I have some leather around, I'll stuff like that. I like to decorate moccasins. I started on mine, but I didn't finish yet. I make chokers as well. Got some chokers here. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot to say because I'm pretty much a hands-on person. So, I just wanted to show some of the beadwork that I do, and I made the jewelry that I'm wearing, things like that. So, I don't sew. Actually, my sister made my regalia for me. She's very good at sewing, so she made my stuff. That's falling off, actually. But okay, I'm sorry. I'm not good at this, so I don't really talk much. But yeah, so my sister made my regalia. She's very good at that. This was a gift to me, actually.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, yeah, basically, I just came to enjoy everybody, to see everyone, and to show some of the work that I do that's here. And that's pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot to say.
Thank you.
Well, she's an angel.
Okay.
You just have a beautiful work. She does beautiful work.
Do you have a store or something?
And
Yeah,
so
you
now,
can give her card at the end.
Oh, she has a card.
yes, yes. Mikasuki.
No.
Wait a minute. Where am I? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I have been going
We've
through
got
some
to go.
things
I wanna make sure everybody has
lately,
time.
so right now,
So,
please excuse me. Because when I come out of it, I will be fine. Anyway, my darling, we have the wonderful Toni Moonhawk. And you're going to come and show, wait a minute, where am I? Yes, Toni Moonhawk.
he's gonna come into the middle table. Thank you. Tony,
Okay,
come on.
come down.
Hakami, niece, well, Akwe, but then on the south side of Long Island where the res is, we say Hakami. As Reggie knows. Was any questions so far? No, okay.
Yeah, we'll say
We were
questions
talking
at the end. We can't say questions at the end.
Okay,
We want to get
this is
into
the
the
end, right?
middle table.
No, okay. The Long Island nations, okay, there's 13 active, Onkachog, Shinnecock, Montauk. Here is the Matinecock, Brooklyn. There's even some Canarsies left from Brooklyn. But the way I had, when the settlers came, we wore buckskin. See, like the deer? There. This is what we had. This is a deer hide. And after you work the hair off it, and then this is dyed, this we, if it was traditional, it would be tan like the chair, or like what Reggie's wearing. And then you put it through the mud a little bit and it turns brown. Or you wipe it down with berries and it turns brown. You can get it yellow, brown, but this would be enough for a pair of leggings. My stomach's too big, but it wouldn't fit for my ribbon shirt, for my shirt. But once the settlers came, they started bringing cloth. And then we started making regalia out of cloth. The ribbon shirt actually came up because when the kids were taken and put in school, they were taken away from their families, right?
Thank you.
So now, when the family went to go see the child looked different, right? His hair was short, they would cut your hair. You know, he grew older, and a lot of the families didn't know what their children looked like. So some of the grandmas came up with the idea about making shirts. And they would give the children the shirt. And so the next day was like a special day when the family came. It wasn't like every day. You can only go certain times of the year. So that day, the kids would put the shirt on, and the family would know, oh, that's my child. That's my child, that's my son. And then the colors, you know, every nation has got different colors. Okay? Most of the times it's the 4 directions, but sometimes different nations, like sometimes we have blue in ours on Puspata, you know, but it's the red, black, yellow, and red, and white, sorry. So it depends on what nation you're from, but those will be your colors. And most of the times you will put those colors on, you know, the way you mark your house or your clothing or something like that. Also, let's see, turtles. Okay. This is a snapper, Long Island snapper. Okay. People always say, what's the deal with the turtle? So, turtle, right, is the planet. We all live on the turtle's back. Okay. If you look at the back, there's 13 squares. Okay. Each square is a month, is a calendar for us. Okay. And that represents the year. And it doesn't matter what color, it could be a snapper, it could be a slider, it could be a Florida gator, you know. They all have 13 squares, you know. Also, clan-wise, like I'm Turtle Clan. You know, clans, you know, when you're in a res, there's only like a certain amount of how many people there is. You know, it could be anywhere from 30 to 6,000. So on that reservation, the clans are marking, like I would be Turtle Clan, so that's only like my family and other families. So I couldn't marry anybody from my clan, my Turtle Clan, because we'll be too closely related in blood. But I could marry somebody from the Cherokee clan, because they wouldn't be so close to my bloodline. So we could get together that way. You know, so I could marry, like my wife, she's a Ramapo, and she's Turtle Clan on a Ramapo, which is up in Jersey. So I was okay, we were okay to get together that way. You know, you could do it like that, turtle from other Asians. All right, any questions on that? No? Okay. Strawberry Festival, right? You said Strawberry Festival? Right. Okay, the Strawberry Festival is coming up, the Mohawk Strawberry Festival. 3 seasons you plant, and if it's a successful plant, then you have a festival, right? Usually that festival, or a powwow, right? A powwow would be, now it's, you know, open, it's commercial. But originally, it would be, if somebody was sick from your nation, you would have a gathering with the medicine man. Everybody would come because you need that energy. If it was a good harvest, right? The planting was good, so you would have a celebration for that planting. Birthday or something, there would be some kind of ceremony for that nation, for your family. You know, those were the original powwows. Now, you know, the way it is, it's to show the world we're still here. It's for all of us to get together. You know, over the years, you know, they're not blood family, but they're family because I know them from powwows. You know, they know me from powwows, you know. You know, so that's a way of us keeping our traditions going. But the Strawberry Festival is coming up, and the Mohawk Strawberry Festival. Shinnecock Powwow is coming up. And I vend, you know, you can go to the powwows and you get anything. You can get anything you need, clothing, regalia, jewelry. You know, a lot of people we all make our stuff and then we take it and sell it at the powwow. You know. That's a dance stick. You know. Because for us, you can't get our regalia, you can't get none of the stuff at Walmart, so we have to make it, you know. Either you trust somebody, you love somebody enough for them to make you something, or you have to make it yourself, or you trade for it.
Tony, could you just say a little bit about why they have the Strawberry Festival?
Okay, so the Mohawk Strawberry Festival is a strawberry festival. And for them, it's the end of their harvest season. And it's a fundraiser for them, for the Kanajawegi, upstate in Fonda, New York. It's their yearly fundraiser for the Mohawk farm there. And that's how they keep the farm and the area running, by they do language classes, they do the Strawberry Festival. Throughout the years, they do all these different events to keep it going. So it's more like, it's not like a powwow there. The Mohawks, they do it like a music festival. You know, you can go, if you're a Native American group, you can go and you perform for the public there. You know, it's 2 days. It's in Fonda, New York, about 2 hours from here north, up in the Mohawk Valley. So, good. That's my time.
I'm just going to replace Donna, who did not make it here today, but I want to just say the little part that Donna was going to contribute for us for this. I was with Donna, and I think, Reggie, were you at the ceremony, the cemetery for the Jones? No, you weren't there. It was Martin. Martin was there. Okay. So Martin may want to comment on it as well. The story of the Jones brothers. I just want to say a little bit about what that was. Let me see if I have it here. This was a flyer. Again, we're talking about how we are maintaining culture and keeping culture alive and letting people know about it. This is the story of the Jones brothers, and there was a ceremony done for them recently. Chief Martin and I attended that ceremony. I'll tell you where it was in a minute. The Jones brothers, they were two young boys. Let me just read a little bit of the story. I wish to tell you the story of some of the children of Emma Waters Jones, and she was the daughter of Jane Davis and Charles Waters. All right, this is a story of genocide. Charles Edward Jones was born September 6, 1884 in Queens, New York. His brother Harry Jefferson Jones was born May 29, 1889. When Charles was 13 and Harry was 9, they were both sent to a boarding school in Carlisle, at the Carlisle Indian Industrial School. Some of you are aware of the very way they tried to de-Indianize many people by sending them to boarding schools to take the Indian out of them so they could become more Americanized. So that, one of the most famous ones of these boarding schools was the Carlisle boarding school, which was in Pennsylvania. So these two boys were sent to the Carlisle boarding school. They both arrived June 2nd, 1898. Charles did not stay there very long. According to his student information card, he departed, left there on September 29, 1898. His card listed him as a deserter, meaning he ran away from it, okay, and he did make it home. Although how a 13-year-old boy traveled hundreds of miles from the Carlisle School, PA, to Queens, New York, is still hard to fathom, but he got home. Charles was suffering from tuberculosis when he ran away, but he made it home sometime in the fall of 1898. Harry remained at the Carlisle School, and he was sent home July 3rd, 1899, one day before the 4th of July. Although, like his brother, he was scheduled to remain at Carlisle for 5 years, Harry was sent home early. Unlike his brother, there was no written reason given why he was sent home, but according to tribal historian and family member Donna Barron, who is not here today, Harry was sent home suffering from diphtheria and tuberculosis. Because in most of these situations, they came down with these diseases and they weren't able to battle them. This was a 13-year-old boy and an 11-year-old boy. In the early 20th century, tuberculosis and diphtheria infections were considered deadly. 8 months after Harry was sent home, he died of diphtheria. He was 11 years old. 2 months after Harry's death, his brother Charles died of tuberculosis. He was 15 years old. Now, why do we bring this story up? Because for a long time, their remains and whereabouts were not even known. They were just two boys who went to boarding school and made back to New York, Queens. Donna Barron, who is the genealogist for the Matinacox and has done a lot of work with us and others, was part of a research group that started to try to trace to find out what happened to these two brothers. Well, to make it short, through a long story, it was discovered through working and research with a group that these boys were buried right here in Queens. Now, where were they buried?
Maple Grove Cemetery.
I know it because I live 2 blocks from it. Maple Grove Cemetery in Kew Gardens.
Wow.
You know where it is.
Go ahead.
So here we have history right here in Queens, and for me, it's 2 blocks away from where I live. Maple Grove Cemetery. So Maple Grove Cemetery did a remembering celebration to honor the Jones brothers. And I just bring it up to again reiterate how much history is right here, and we need to find it. Headstones were put down for the brothers, and maybe Martin might want to say a few words about it. It was a very endearing ceremony here at Maple Grove Cemetery. So Martin, come up and say just a couple of words about it, because no one knew who the Jones brothers were. These were 2 young boys, 13 and 15. Just a couple of words.
Thanks for all your work and all you do, Anita. Appreciate you. Yes, no coincidence that my last name is Jones also. There's no coincidences. In any case, there are cemeteries right here in Queens. There's one in Fort Totten. We know where it is, but they don't. That will be used in the game to try to get a piece of land from them, or a longhouse, or an office space, or something. Okay, there's another cemetery right on Community Drive. When you come off the LIE, you see a small, run-down looking church there. I believe it's African Methodist, I'm not sure. But there's a cemetery there. So I stopped one day, got out the car, walked around. I can't tell you how many tombstones I saw with my family's name on it. It's a small cemetery. It's ramshackle. The tombstones have been defaced. You know, it hurt me. But this is what they do. Now, speed that up a little bit. Yeah, there's another cemetery in Great Neck. For many years, I was told my grandmother was from Great Neck. So I just ran with that. I never looked into it. A couple of months ago, I found out that she was from Manhasset. She was born in Manhasset. So when people ask me, where are you from? I do this. And they said, no. Where are you from originally? And they get this quizzical look on their face because they don't know what an Indian looks like. You know, what do we look like? Look like human beings. Okay, and the Southwest Indians, they have another story that we don't have. Like, I'm glad my brother here brought out the fact that we are east of the Mississippi. Most of us. My father was Muskogee Creek, my mother was Matinacox. and that's where I get that from. But what Anita was alluding to, as far as the schools and the indoctrination and the wiping out of our language, exposing us to diseases that we had no immune system for. It's just some of the things that were done to us. And then you ask me, well, what does an Indian look like? He looks like me, you, but he's a little sad. On that note, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chief Martin. Go ahead. Oh, don't trip over the wire.
I don't bounce anymore.
Okay, I want to just take a couple of minutes because we want to make sure we do have time for our dance presentation to just tell you a little bit about some of the books that we have up here and what's up here, which you'll be able to look at your leisure when we finish. One of the books I do want to highlight is not actually out yet, but I want to highlight it. The Shinnecock people and many of the Long Island people, before they were doing or involved in agriculture, were involved a lot in fishing and whaling. Some of you know Sandy Brewster Walker. She has a book called Gone Whaling, Long Island Seamen of Color, in which she will be, the book, not she, talks about the Long Island whalemen who were whalemen of color in the early days when they were doing the fishing and it wasn't the agriculture at this time. So the book is called Gone Whaling, and there's a lot of information about how they would capture the whales, because very often in those days it wasn't capturing whales with what you look at in terms of Moby Dick and the harpoons and all of that you see in the movies. There were at one time many whales in the area of Long Island Sound, and where I think I gave out that map, that whole area was covered with thousands of whales. But obviously with all of the exploitation that came in, many of the whales were killed off and there were fewer and fewer whales. But when the earlier times when there were multitude of whales, they had many techniques for bringing in the whales. And one of the ways that I hadn't known about, but it was mentioned to me, was something called singing in the whales. I see Deidre smiling back there because she knows what I'm going to say. Any of you have any idea of what singing in the whales is? Well, it was one of the techniques where many of the indigenous women would, of course, be on the shore and they would be singing a native tune at a high-pitched tonal level, and that the whales would respond to the high tonal pitch, and many of the whales would just come in. So they didn't have to do the harpooning, the whales came in, and that became known as singing in the whales. And I know Deidre wants to say something.
I just want to say that they also do that in Australia.
They also?
They sing in the whales in Australia. Also, the Australian Aboriginal people do.
Oh, yeah, Australia, okay, well. Okay, well, it's a technique that is going back. It's one of many techniques that was utilized, but you know, they of course had the canoes, and they had many of the people who went out with the harpoons, who harpooned the whales, as well as everyone else. But that was one of the other ones that was mentioned to me, which I thought was interesting. So you may want to take a look at her books, Go on Whaling, and then some books I want to just mention to you. This Wandering Bear one is a children's book. It is mainly designed for middle school, so if some of you are interested in finding out something that would be relevant or age-wise for children, that would fit. Donna's book about Ngunnawal would also be very good because it's written on a children's level. So I wanted to put those two out. And Native New Yorkers, some of you know by Evan Pritchard, which of course has a lot of stuff in it for Native New Yorkers, which talks about the Native groups and the indigenous groups in New York. You'll be able to come up and see these books at the end to see them. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about that. Okay, I know we've got one more thing to do, so we're gonna...
So ladies and gentlemen, I understand for the sake of brevity, we're gonna narrow it down to one dance, and we're gonna do a social stomp dance. Now let me explain something real quick about stomp dance. There's stomp dances done on ritual and ceremonial occasions, others done on social occasions. This is a social. I'm not qualified to lead a ceremonial one. So I know every now and then we get some traditional, why do you lead a stomp dance? No, that kind of thing. And we're just having fun today. So we're going to invite some of you to join us if you want. It's all follow the leader. But we're going to do a very simple stomp dance song. And some of you know this already. So, really quickly, at the beginning and the end of the song, when I go, yo, not like that, yo, y'all go, let's do that much. Yo, okay, now, for the rest of the song, except until we get to the end, all you gotta do, when I go, ah, way, ahoo, way, you go, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way. My turtle couldn't sing louder than that. Ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ah, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way, ahoo, way.